Paddington was just charming.
It was a very cute movie.
He's so charming.
Wholesome.
I remember that book very well, and not at all from when I was a child.
I never knew he was Peruvian.
Oh, I mean...
Darkest Peru.
I was also a big fan of Corduroy the bear.
Corduroy.
A lot of bears.
There are a lot of bears. Winnie the Pooh.
I mean, yeah. There's a lot of Harry Potter people in this movie, too.
There were. I can't believe you didn't recognize Molly Weasley right away.
I was like, I know this woman. And I'm just like, I looked at it, I was like, how did I not know that was Molly Weasley? That was wild. I haven't seen her in anything else, like, anyways.
Yeah, and you've always seen her with, like, that red hair.
Yeah, that's part of the thing, too.
Yeah.
Plus, I haven't seen her in, like, probably 15 years, I guess. When's the last Harry Potter movie that came out?
So, Paddington came out in 2014.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That was way older than I thought it was. Huh.
Yeah. I don't remember when the last Harry Potter came out.
It was probably close to that.
Probably like 2010-ish?
Yeah, I was going to say 2010-ish, maybe. I mean, yeah, you had Dumbledore. You had Umbridge.
Barely had Dumbledore and Umbridge.
Yeah, but you had Molly Weasley. You had Doctor Who.
2011.
Oh, we were so close. You had
Peter
Slughorn.
Capaldi Doctor Who.
Yeah, you had Slughorn. You had there's at least one more. Oh, maybe that was it. And on that note, the champagne's been popped. The wine is flowing. Season 3 is here, so you know where we're going. We're going on a backlight tour. And I'm your tour guide, Captain Zach, as something always is beans.
Or Jana.
Jana Rue and the beans. Season 3 is off to a good start. It's the middle of the day. I'm confused.
Yeah. We normally record at night, but...
We just wanted to watch One Piece again last night, so we didn't.
So now we're stuck recording. We were recording during the middle of the day.
We had a little Team Annie Martinis for you, huh?
I had a headache.
Me too. Tell them what we're talking about.
So
it's amateur hour over here.
It is. It's our 3rd year. You'd think that we would be better than this.
I think we've regressed.
Okay.
It's all downhill from here, folks.
So we're starting.
Jesus.
Have I been drinking now?
Are you drunk now?
No. No.
She was still drunk from the night before.
No, and I wasn't even drunk. I didn't even get tipsy last night. I just had a headache the whole time.
Lay off, man. Quit flaming. I had a headache.
Anyways, okay. So season 3. Wow. Here we are. Ready to go.
Woof.
Yeah. We are kicking off season 3 with a new series.
It's a short-lived series.
Yeah, it's a short... Wait, what?
There's only going to be like 4 of them at most.
At most you can do Disneyland as well.
Oh. We don't know much about them, though.
We will.
We will be.
Yes, after our trip
explain
in September.
What we're doing.
Okay, so we are starting a new 4-part series. Well, 4-part series for now. We'll continue it later once, we go to Disneyland and we gain more interest there. But we are talking about the rides that never were at each park in Disney World. And what we mean by that are rides that were originally planned, announced, what have you, and then they just never came to fruition.
Or became something else in other instances, I guess. Well, there's one huge one that we're about to talk about.
There's one huge one, and I'll allow you to talk about that. But I mean, I don't think this is more like, oh, yeah, the plan was originally this, and then it took a detour here, because it's still the same concept of the same ride. It's just very different how it ended up.
Oh, yeah. Not even well, we'll get to that.
It's the same concept, I'd say.
Kind of.
Yeah. Okay, so we are kicking this one off with Epcot.
Epcot. Every person comes out tired.
And I'm a little bit Epcot obsessed right now. I don't know why. I'm just really looking forward to it.
Is it because it's lost its identity a bit too? We're going to talk about that at some point.
Yeah, that's a different episode though.
I can fix it.
I can fix them.
I can fix it so good. Just put me in charge. I can fix it.
No, so one reason I want to talk about this is because back in 2019 at D23, Disney made a lot of announcements for the parks. And one that I was the most excited about never happened, and it's kind of just like dead in the water. And I don't think they're going to continue with it. And that was in the UK Pavilion in World Showcase. They were going to build Cherry Tree Lane, like a separate space in the UK, and have a Mary Poppins themed attraction. Some people were speculating that it was going to be kind of like teacups themed, teacups-esque, but they never fully said what it was going to be, I don't think.
What if they just took out like the section of Great Movie Ride?
But I was like
with that.
so excited that there was going to be an actual Cherry Tree Lane and a Mary Poppins attraction. And as we know, that happened in 2019. It was announced and COVID immediately hit and a lot of things just didn't happen. A lot of things did.
COVID strikes again.
Yeah. Yeah. And Disney has not mentioned it.
Worst.
Disney has not mentioned it one time since then, which I think irritates me more than anything else when they announce these things and it goes nowhere, but they don't ever say something like, we decided to cancel the project.
Sounds like Marvel.
Yeah.
Or Star Wars.
It's just kind of like, is this ever going to happen?
Where's that
you
Blade
haven't
movie?
Said no.
I'm still waiting for Blade.
But yeah, so that's what kind of sparked this for me and wanting to start with Epcot.
Are we starting with World Showcase first then? Because there's a ton on each side of like stuff that never was.
Yeah. Yeah.
There? Okay.
So one thing about World Showcase is, there's only 11 nations there right now.
There's supposed to be 31.
Yeah, when they originally planned Epcot, there was supposed to be 31, which looking at it now and like looking at the map, it's like, where would they have put 20 more countries?
If you look at it overhead, there is space.
For 20 more?
I mean, some of them look like they were like slivers. Like when they were initially thinking about having Israel, it was a tiny little space.
Yeah.
It looked like.
And another thing too is like not every pavilion was there when Epcot opened. Like things came
most
later.
Were there. They added Morocco and Norway were the two add-ons that have. That's the only two that have made it. And then other than that, they were planning on an Africa one, but then it just became that little weird walkthrough, which
refreshment outpost.
I just hate that. I wish they actually would do something really cool with that, like the initial concepts. I think Spain was another one that was supposed to be there. Costa Rica,
Israel,
and one of the coolest ones, it sounds like,
was
Switzerland.
Yeah, but okay, here's something I want to state about Epcot and World Showcase and the pavilions that are there. So Disney would seek sponsorships from those countries in order to build them. If they didn't have the sponsorship, they couldn't go through, which is essentially what happened with most of it. So, with the pavilions there, it's like that nation or I don't want to say
a sponsor,
a significant company in that nation, but
no, it was actually.
No, I don't want to say like significant company. There's like a better word for that, like something that really represents that nation, a company that like you hear their name and you think of that country.
Yeah,
like obviously like a Swiss watches. Yeah,
just Swiss watches, Swiss Miss.
I can't think of it. Anyways, so like those countries will sponsor or those companies will, and they do get a say, a partial say in what is happening there. Like I know in Norway actually chooses the merchandise that's there, like from their country. And back when Maelstrom was there and they wanted to, they told them like, hey, we're getting rid of Maelstrom, we're putting Frozen here. Norway as a country hated that, and they're just like, no, we're not going to do that. And Disney was like, well, you need to pay us $5 million more a year to keep Maelstrom. And they're like, nope, we can't do that. So then Disney's like, all right, well then we got to, put in a ride that's going to actually make the money back, because Maelstrom only ever had like a 5 or 10 minute wait.
Also, on the back end of that, like, it was probably a better decision for them to just let them do that, because now their pavilion gets way more traffic than it did before. No shade to Maelstrom, because I think it's a far superior ride. But in terms of the traffic through the area, and technically something that does fit their theming to kind of, I don't love how they have like their own IP in there again, but like, because it's opened the doors for a lot more nonsense coming in. That being said, same thing happened in France with like Ratatouille coming through. It works with the theming and it makes the traffic astronomically higher through
Yeah.
Norway and France because of those rides being there.
Yeah.
I don't agree with.
But then back
half
to
of
like
that,
the country sponsorship and everything, like Morocco, when they built that, like, is it like a sultan there or prince or whoever, like his own architect went to help build and design everything. And like, everything that is in there, like the tiles and stuff, they are all from Morocco.
Also, if you haven't gone back behind Morocco and explored around there,
it is
you
gorgeous.
need to. It's amazing back
Yeah.
there. I feel like most people just pass it by, but like go back
Yeah.
there. It's awesome.
Yeah, and this is becoming a different episode right now, but I cannot stress enough how cool the pavilions are and how you should take the time to explore them, especially like, most of the stuff in World Showcase doesn't open until like 11, so like the restaurants and things. So take advantage of that time. Like park open is 9 a.m. 8:30 a.m. is early entry for most days. Go and actually go explore the pavilions because they will be empty. You can get great pictures. You can actually sit and enjoy it in like a quiet area without it being crowded. The only ones that will be busy will be like, Norway with Frozen and France with Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, because that's what people are going to rope drop.
But if you want a cool, awesome, quiet place to hang out in like the shade and stuff, go to Morocco. In the back, there's just like such cool seating and cool vibes back there.
In the very back, that is where Jasmine and Aladdin will come out of. So, whenever Jasmine first comes out of that door into the very back of Morocco, you could like we haven't experienced, but we've seen other people experiencing it because they were on her path to where her meet and greet is. She'll like stop and talk with like the kids and everything, and almost kind of like warming up for the meet and greet on her way there.
Get this bus
but anyways, okay. So
most of these things fall through because of sponsorship. It sounds like most of these big projects are just like either change of regimes in these countries will happen and it'll derail everything, or loss of sponsorship. So like, and it just like nothing happens after that. And it kind of sucks because they've shelved some really awesome ideas. But yeah, when these deals fall apart, it kind of sucks because like, there are some really interesting ideas that they put out there.
Yeah.
And a huge one that we came across was the Switzerland Pavilion. And it was going to be a Matterhorn ride.
Yeah. I never knew about this one. So guys, be proud of us. We did a lot of research. This isn't just pure knowledge. Watch some videos, like stuff up online and everything. But yeah, there was going to be a Switzerland Pavilion where they built a Matterhorn there that was going to actually be 45 feet taller than the Matterhorn in Disneyland.
And it was going to be like a full-on mountain, and the concept art looks awesome, and it looked just like gorgeous. And I think
did you see where it was going to go?
I don't know where that would have gone. That's part of the thing. I'm like, that is huge. And then to go along with some of the other ones that might have been built at some point too, I'm like, you might have had 2 mountain ranges.
Yeah, because in the Japan Pavilion, they were talking about building Mount Fuji and having a roller coaster there, right?
Yeah. That was, they had 2. They had the Bullet Train Simulator was going to be the original one. And then it went in a different direction with Mount Fuji roller coaster ride sponsored by Fuji.
Fujifilm.
And they had conflicting interests at that point because Kodak was already sponsoring Journey in Imagination with Figment. So Fuji.
I think it's a Land Pavilion.
Was it Land?
Yeah.
I think Kodak. Well, Kodak was already there.
Anyways, yeah.
So Fuji was all like, well, we don't want to do this. And like that, and that one fell apart just because of that. But you could have had a Mount Fuji and a Matterhorn as like part of your backdrop for the World Showcase. I just think that would have been awesome.
Yeah, and on that note too, like you said, the simulated bullet train ride.
Yeah.
That was going to be kind of like a Circle Vision 360 experience.
You're on a train and like you can see everywhere, and it just makes you feel like you're on the bullet train. It's just like all the windows are digital, and it's just flying by. I'm assuming so. I don't know how interesting that would have been if everything would have just been blurry. I mean, it would have been something back there.
And then moving over to Germany.
This one's interesting too. I
there
think this
was
is
going
a really
to be
cool dark ride.
A Rhine River cruise, kind of like the Three Caballeros in
I feel like
Mexico
this one got
Pavilion.
more fleshed out because the doors are still there.
Yeah, they actually had like built a lot of the track. To my understanding,
if you go to the pavilion, I think those doors are just still right there on your right. I think.
Yeah, I think it's like where Beer Garden restaurant is now. It's like if you go in there, like that back wall is where the attraction entrance, or like where you would be boarding the attraction. If they had built it and that wall was not there. And then apparently too, there was also going to be like a Thames River cruise.
Oh, I didn't hear about that one.
Yeah, part of the UK pavilion. And it was, and again, another water ride that would go through like London landmarks.
It's also kind of amazing that they have this much space behind there. Like you never think about that much space back there, but like I bet it's just like massive.
I bet it is like a ton of space. And when we were like doing our research on this, one of the things that made certain pavilions not work, like the mountains, for instance, I think specifically the Switzerland pavilion with that mountain, is that they would have had to have built a massive structure on top of a structure. So it wouldn't have been able to safely withhold the weight of the attraction.
They could figure that out.
And it would take up a lot of like back roads that cast members take to.
I don't remember when this concept was actually fleshed out, like the idea of that. Like, I don't think it was recent. So like, I feel like
this was all like, I think like mid 80s to mid 90s.
Yeah. Some of them were very short lived, but they were early on. And I feel like technology has advanced so much that like, I think they could get around some of these issues they had back in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, I think so.
And I don't know how much space is back there.
Here's another thing too about it that we discussed yesterday when we were watching all this stuff, is like these rides, again, original concepts, not using IP.
Yeah.
So that would have just been absolutely incredible. And it's like, you're talking about they could revisit it today with technology today, yada, yada, yada. But would they? Would they actually put an original attraction in there without some sort of Disney IP element in there?
Yeah, I think they would. I think they couldn't help themselves is the idea, because they're like, we have to make this really popular. Let's put this person as the mascot for this instead of creating something new.
Yeah.
Which really sucks. Because I think it's going down the MGM route of losing its identity, because I said this earlier, like
that's another episode
that
though.
Living with the Land is the culmination of everything that Epcot should represent in a ride. Like that's what it should be, whether you think it's boring or not. Epcot,
which if you think it's boring, you're wrong. Living
with the Land is it, and then Spaceship Earth is a close second. I think everything else after that, I mean, I think Soarin' has it to a degree. Test Track at one point had more of it to a degree. This science element, Mission Space does
which I will say, we still have not ridden Test Track 3.0 yet. So, and I have not watched any videos on it because I want to experience it with my own eyes the first time. And to my understanding, though, they have put some more of that educational element,
like the original
back
version?
Into it. Not necessarily like the original version, but like World of Motion kind of thing.
Okay. But like when they start like losing their, I mean, it doesn't matter in World Showcase as much the science part at all, but like the other parts, like Journey Imagination definitely needs an upgrade, but that does follow that, hey, we're in their science. But like when you have things like
Pixar Film Festival, why is that even there?
That doesn't make sense. No
you can
sense.
have like a really cool 3D attraction that again is more themed for Epcot and science and learning. And we're really digressing into something that should be its own episode that we'll do, but Epcot is STEM, and with the huge push for STEM and in schools right now, especially in the female space, like they should really be doing more of that.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, let's go. We're going to the, because that covers pretty much the World Showcase that I was watching, anything that I was watching. But like we go over to the other side. I'm going to touch on this just because it was interesting. They initially had an idea for like a behind the scenes movie ride that they were going to shove between, I don't remember where it was. I think it was between Horizons and something possibly. I don't know. But it looked exactly like the concept for Great Movie Ride. And they were like, well, let's just expand this and make a whole park out of it.
Well, yeah, it's like they kept wanting to add on more and more and more to
it just
like
became MGM.
To like the science of filmmaking, essentially. And that's how MGM was formed.
And then they got rid of all of that idea.
Again, that's another episode. But
we already touched on that one. Actually,
we touched on that every episode.
It's just like the idea. Well, it's so fascinating that like they just thought of like one ride, and they're just like, let's make a whole park out of it.
Yeah.
And then let's destroy that park.
Yeah. Well, when we get to MGM for this, that is a huge episode.
I just thought that one was interesting, but it was like it was a ride that never was, but then it became a whole park itself. Okay. The biggest two on here that I was taking more notes on was like what the land was initially supposed to be. and it was fascinating. Of like the Tony Baxter original design of this, of like these weird like crystalline looking like greenhouses.
Okay, I gotta say, I love Tony Baxter. Everybody is always like Joe Rohde, Joe Rohde. I grew up knowing who Tony Baxter was, and like we had a lot of Disney movies, and there would always be like these little extra things at the end, and he was always one of the Imagineers, like in like kind of this documentary commentary style thing for like 10-15 minutes. He's the one that I grew up with. I don't know, I love Tony Baxter. I wish he'd come back.
Well, I mean, his concept was really awesome. Like, and I don't think they could have achieved this back in the day when they were initially doing it, but I don't think they would do it now. But it was like these really tall greenhouse, like geosphere, like
this is also back when Epcot was planned for like Spaceship Earth to be made of gold. It's gold everywhere.
But it was like it had like the ride was like you're in like a hot air balloon kind of traveling through the worlds. It looked like that was like the concept. And it
was it the worlds or the seasons?
It was kind of like it was like the different biomes of where you can grow food. It's basically
ecosystems.
It's basically living with the land in a different concept form. But like it was very interesting.
It would have been beautiful.
It looked awesome.
We were talking to you, and so I was like, can you imagine like with these Florida storms being inside of that and seeing it just storming around you? Amazing.
It had some really interesting concepts, and like we got that pavilion now, but what it could have been initially, it was something just so unique.
Yeah, but at the same time, like I'm not mad because Living with the Land is an amazing attraction.
But in terms of the structure of what it looked like initially, it was vastly different, and it kind of followed that same look of like how they have these giant glass pyramid kind of stuff. That's how it would have looked, but like just for a ride itself, and then there was like another, I think a theater and a dark ride.
Do you think there would have been issues with like the building becoming a magnifying glass essentially?
I'm sure they would have figured that out. Because they still have buildings like that.
Yeah, that's true. But with the whole structure being
I'm sure there's something they can do that's not going to make it a giant magnifying glass.
Yeah, I'd hope.
But I mean, that was one of the ones that I was like really like, just like, this is really fascinating.
And that's also partially too why when you walk into the land pavilion, above like the Sunshine Seasons area, like hanging from the ceiling are the 4 hot air balloons that one each represents a season.
I think that's what it basically became. It was just like some part of the decoration in there. So
which the decorations there used to be way cooler, or just way more.
And then,
but again, different episode.
The only one I wanted to touch on before was what the space pavilion was going to be initially. And I almost think it should just go back to this. And
the space pavilion?
It was going to be like a space pavilion. And
you're saying they were going to make a space pavilion?
It was like, because you get like land, sea, space. I think that was the original, like one of the like the ideas that they had, maybe, I guess. Or I don't know if seas was even in there, but that just became. But
no, the seas was an opening day attraction.
Well, okay. So what I'm talking about before, like preconceptual, like what they were doing.
Yeah.
So the space area looked like it had like a planetarium kind of thing. And I was just looking at that going like,
that would have been so cool.
If you want to fix that area and actually keep it space, we get rid of mission space. Guardians can stay, obviously, even though it doesn't fit as well. But the theming wise, if you actually made a different space museum, or like not a space museum, like a space attraction, and one of the things in there was like this really awesome new updated planetarium thing, something like a planetarium, but like do it like a Disney thing where it's like really, really advanced and just really amazing. I just think you could make that like this huge attraction.
Yeah. And, you could do like special events with it too, whenever, like a satellite is being launched from Cape Canaveral, like having like a viewing party or something.
Well, like you could almost do it like if it were something like the Sphere in Vegas, like something like that.
Yeah.
Where like doesn't have to be that big, but like
obviously
like something like that, where it's like a planetarium, but a new version of what a planetarium is.
Yeah.
Because it looked like that's what the concept was, like something like that. And I'm like, if you had this whole thing, like NASA comes and helps you do some of these, kind of like they were involved with Mission Space, but like that is so dated and unpopular.
And then everybody could do it. Again, it'd be another, not necessarily an e-ticket attraction, but a fun family attraction that gets you out of the heat into air conditioning and resting for like 20 minutes. You know, that again, everybody can enjoy.
There's also
you know,
tons of space over there.
Yeah.
Like if they did get mission space, there's so much area over there that you could make like have that and another attraction right there also. And you can go back to having my Stark Expo and just like making this park more science based versus where you're going right now with it. Because some of the stuff I think is getting off track.
Yeah.
So like if they actually put more ideas and thoughts into the space portion, because Guardians has nothing to do. I love that ride. It's my favorite ride in Epcot anyways, I think. Or my favorite roller coaster. But like it's very much not STEM. It's just like a space adventure like with the Guardians, which is fine, but
you're not even seeing that much space.
Once you dip your toe into that water with Frozen and Ratatouille and that, it starts getting off. Like it's just like we need to make everything like that, because look how long the lines are. I'm like, that's not all you need though. It's like but if you had this like really cool planetarium thing like they initially had, I don't fully know what they had for space. Like the space, what they had for that, the information was more limited with what that concept would have been. But that would have been amazing, I feel like.
That would have been amazing. Another thing, too, I forgot to mention about that was announced at the 2019 D23 Expo. The play... the play pavilion.
Oh, yeah. That's one they mentioned that just no one ever talks about it again.
The concept art for that was really, really cool. And again, COVID happened and just kind of dead in the water. Disney's not officially announced a cancellation for it, which again, to me is more irritating than it just not having any resolve. But yeah, that's another one.
Maybe with sponsorships falling through. That seems to be a lot for Epcot, like sponsorships like happen.
Well, I like I was saying yesterday, I remember Siemens was everywhere at Epcot. Like their name was like on everything.
Is it Chevy that's Test Track still?
It's either GM or Chevy. I think it's GM.
What was it before?
I mean, Chevy. GM owns Chevy.
No. Like I thought there was another company that was like completely in charge of it before. No,
it was always those. Yeah.
Remember like Delta did like the flight one.
Yeah.
What was that?
At Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
We saw a video of that. I was like, oh man, I'm having flashbacks.
I love that ride when I was
like sponsored, but there's so much more sponsorship back in the day.
But I do think that Buzz Lightyear was an upgrade.
Do you think they got rid of a lot of that sponsorship so they could have more control? Because like you don't see that much anymore. I guess in Epcot you do, but like the other parts,
or they just don't mind taking on the debt themselves now.
Well, yeah, because they're making a lot more money.
Yeah.
Because they're charging a lot
and
more for
who knows, maybe
passes.
If they actually took on sponsorships, they wouldn't need to charge an arm and a leg for a ticket.
Or the Genie Plus Fast Pass.
Lightning Lane multi-pass.
You change it too much.
I don't change it.
You keep changing it. I mean, the amount of money that costs now is insane.
Oh my gosh, yes, it's insane.
All right, so for Epcot, final thought, if you could pick one of these things that we talked about to actually come to fruition, what would it be? Mary Poppins?
All of it. Okay, so here's the thing though, going back, like I would love the Mary Poppins attraction, but then that is putting IP into a park that does not need IP, that never needed IP.
Yes and no for that one. I don't think it's as big of a deal since it's not fully animated.
That's true.
For some reason in my head it's like it's less like
and Mary Poppins is already doing meet and greets there.
I don't know, for some reason that feels like actually on brand, on point for that.
Yeah. I mean, I would love the Mary Poppins one, and I think I would
put the Winnie the Pooh ride back there.
Love to have Switzerland there.
I think Switzerland would have been my pick because that looked really cool.
Mm-hmm. And there's always been like all these rumors that Brazil will be coming, but that's never been announced. Again, though, Destination D23 is coming up Labor Day weekend, so we'll see what announcements we get out of that.
Imagine if they had like the Matterhorn come. They did the Mount Fuji, and then they had Egypt come, and they did the pyramids, and they had like that's your backdrop.
That would be so cool if they had Egypt and the pyramids.
Well, that'd be so like, and you just like a walk through like attraction of like discovering mummies and stuff.
Line it up with Tower of Terror for the Tower of Terror to blend with it.
Ooh, that's weird. But just like just learn about mummies and like the Egyptian culture. I mean, that'd be
so cool.
Can you imagine if like those are three structures back there?
Or if they had like Greece and like a Mount Olympus and learning about Greek mythology.
The Parthenon back there.
And you know what? They already have Hercules.
Oh man.
That would be, you could put in a Hercules attraction.
As we talked about.
Yeah.
That's like the idea of like having like if you actually go into Norway, there is Thor and Odin and
Yeah, they're actually
like
a part of the Norwegian culture.
yeah.
But I mean, those were there well before Marvel ever did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And
Like
stuff. Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have to be like animated Hercules, but like
And can you imagine the Greek restaurants there? Oh, so good.
it's gonna be very similar to Morocco. Well, no, not really. Never mind.
No, it's a different kind of
Yeah,
Mediterranean.
it's different Mediterranean food. I mean, I missed opportunities here, guys.
Man,
Because they have these countries when it's like the festival.
Disney, please
like
listen
the
and
food
take
wine.
note.
Because like Greece is there.
Yeah, Greece is there during Food and Wine, and
Egypt's
a
not
bunch of the
there.
others. No, Egypt is not there. Israel is there
Israel,
during.
Australia. They have. I mean, there's a bunch
Yeah,
that just pop up, which is I think is fun. And like Belgium,
without dedicating like a whole
Brazil's
pavilion.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think like if you had like some of these iconic things behind it, like because you see France, you're like, oh look, there's the Eiffel Tower. But like you see two mountains and like a pyramid and like a Parthenon.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's just gonna be like visually striking at that point. I feel like that's just
It
gonna
would
be really,
be so cool.
I don't know, missed opportunities.
It really is. Man, I want this new Epcot.
We fixed it. You're welcome. Bring back space stuff.
Yeah.
Fix that area. Make the seas with Nemo back to what it was initially, where you had like that crazy like elevator going down, and make it actually about.
Yeah. But that's all
discovering
part of
ocean
a
stuff.
future episode. With
Yeah,
Epcot losing
we'll
its
fix it later.
identity.
They
Yeah.
pay attention, Disney, because we're fixing your stuff, and you
Yeah.
still haven't. You sometimes listen, which is very weird.
I think it's just all coincidental. Kind of like
I don't think so.
I think it's just mesomorphic resonance.
That's not the word, but
What's the word?
well, morphic resonance is what you're thinking of, but that's more like a
Mesomorphous body type.
morphic resonance is like as a species you learn together,
Yeah.
kind of like kids like inherently know how to swipe now.
And like sheep on different sides of ends of the world.
Yeah, they just figure out how to roll over the
Morphic resonance.
morphic resonance. Yeah.
Morphic.
It's
Yeah.
like different generations of rats
Yeah.
learning to do like a maze faster,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
with their earlier versions of like their parents or whatever would do it slower, and then the kids would do it faster, and so on.
Yep. All right. Well, let's talk about season 3. Things to look forward to this series.
I was like, I was even like, what are we looking forward to?
And we're actually going to start our vlogs this season.
Yeah.
We have started filming them. So we're already a step ahead than we were last season when we said we'd start it. Yeah. We're actually going to try to do it once we do start posting those. We of course want to get a few videos ahead before we start posting them on the YouTube. But it'll probably be every other week, I think.
I mean, some of these rooms aren't done, so I don't want to film them yet, but
Yeah. But we'll have other things to cover too.
I mean, the room we're in now is pretty done, but the outside wall's close.
Yeah. But we have started, so that'll be coming up. Also, I know I said last week that we'd be doing a giveaway, and I failed because I was tired. So,
Joke's on you guys.
so that will definitely be coming this week. Okay. So I will probably post that on Instagram, probably like Thursday, Friday.
Post on the IG.
Yes. So be sure to check that out.
Tell them where you can find us.
You can find us on backlottours.com, on Instagram at backlottours, and you can stream us on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and YouTube, where we will also be having some vlogs coming soon. And if you'd like to plan your own magical Disney vacation, you can reach out to me on Instagram at castlebound_Jana, or email me jana@castleboundtravelco.com.
That was so professional. Season 3, watch out.
Yeah. Be sure to share, like, subscribe, follow, leave us a review.
And take us home.
There's a great, big, pretty okay tomorrow.
It's shining at the end of every day.
It only took me 3 years to get that.
Boom.